Fire and Rescue Crew 7 of Prescott, Arizona, superintended by Eric Marsh, responds to the Cave Creek wildfire. Eric predicts that the fire will threaten a residential area, but is disregarded by the assigned superintendent. Eric's fear comes true. He vents his frustration to fire chief and close friend Dwayne, warning that when a wildfire threatens Prescott, his crew will not be allowed to fight it directly as they lack hotshot certification. Eric asks for Dwayne's help, who successfully vouches for the crew with the mayor of Prescott. Crew 7 has until the end of the fire season to pass the evaluation. Meanwhile, 21-year-old heroin addict Brendan learns that his ex-girlfriend Natalie is pregnant and does not want him involved with the child. Brendan is arrested for larceny, which prompts his mother to evict him from her house. Determined to provide support for his newborn daughter, Brendan interviews with Eric, who gives him an opportunity. After months of training, the crew are given an evaluation during a wildfire deployment. Eric commands his crew, but is criticized by their evaluator, Hayes, who Eric bluntly disregards. The fire is halted by Eric's strategy and the crew are certified, officially becoming the first municipal hotshot crew in history, the Granite Mountain Hotshots. Throughout the season, Granite Mountain are deployed across the country. Brendan is accepted by Natalie and is allowed to see his daughter. Near Prescott, the crew saves a landmark alligator juniper and are hailed as local heroes. During the fire, Brendan is bitten by a rattlesnake but survives. Brendan expresses his concerns to Eric and asks if he would recommend him for a structural firefighting position next season. Eric snaps, stating that nobody would hire him. Eric later has an argument with his wife Amanda, who has long resented Eric's obsession with his job and for placing her desire to start a family on indefinite hold. After speaking with Dwayne, Eric returns to Amanda, announcing that he is ready to settle down. The Granite Mountain Hotshots are called to the Yarnell Hill fire. Eric informs his captain, Jesse Steed, that he will step down as superintendent after this season and offers Jesse his job. Eric also apologizes to Brendan and promises that he will help him with the transfer. The crew assembles a controlled burn, but is doused mistakenly by an air tanker, sending Brendan as lookout. The remaining crew moves to find another suitable location. The wind suddenly shifts and the fire jumps a trigger point. Brendan is rescued by another hotshot crew while the others relocate to a safe zone. But the fire's speed and intensity continues to increase. The wind picks up again, jumping Granite Mountain's safe zone, cutting them off from escape. Clearing a small site quickly, Eric attempts to douse the blaze with an overhead air tanker, but it misses the drop zone. The crew deploys under their fire shelters as the fire sweeps over them. Brendan listens into the radio traffic and is devastated when a call finally comes in from the first responders who arrive at their shelters. All 19 of his crewmates have perished. Though the information is treated sensitively, rumors flare amongst the devastated families of what has happened. Brendan, being the sole survivor, demands to meet with them at the gather point at Prescott Middle School. Upon arriving, the family's worst fears are confirmed, with Brendan suffering a psychological breakdown due to survivor's guilt. He is ultimately consoled by a grieving Amanda. 3 years later, Amanda goes on a horseback ride at sunset to find a horse she rescued earlier in the film watching over her from a nearby ridge. Brendan takes his daughter to the juniper tree Granite Mountain saved, now adorned as a memorial to the Hotshots. The end credits dedicate the film to the 19 fallen firefighters, displaying photos of the real Hotshots alongside the actors who played them in the film, and notes that the Yarnell Hill fire remains the largest loss of firefighter life in a single day since the September 11th attacks.